Don't forget to use your resources. You can have a notebook to write down important dates or vocabulary words, things you need to remember. You can download a word reference application on your phone to look up words, and you can always use your partner. Your partner is one of the best resources you have.
Another recovery technique that I like to use is called expansion. I use this whenever I'm interpreting and I can't think of the exact word right then and there, so I go on to explain what it is, such as if I'm trying to think of the word for furniture, but I can't think of it, I say chairs, tables, and dressers, and that way people know kind of what I'm trying to get at.
Otra técnica que podemos utilizar se llama contracción. Es cuando tú estás interpretando y la persona por la que tú estás interpretando empieza a decir acerca de sillas, mesas, libreros, sillones. Entonces tú agrupas todas esas palabras y dices muebles. Esto es muy útil cuando tú estás interpretando para alguna persona.
One of the techniques that I like to use if I'm interpreting and I don't understand what is said or I didn't hear what was said, I say interpreter didn't understand. And that's to not call a lot of attention to myself. But if it's just a little word and it didn't have much of meaning, I'll just continue interpreting and not say anything.
Una de las cosas que es importante saber mientras estás interpretando o cuando eres el intérprete en una situación es cómo controlar tus emociones. Por ejemplo, a mí cuando estoy interpretando una historia que quizás sea muy graciosa y me empiezan a dar ataques de risa, una de las cosas o las técnicas que uso es pienso en algo que sea muy triste y que me haga enfocar en el momento. En otras situaciones cuando estoy interpretando algo que es demasiado triste, entonces me pongo a pensar en algo que sea que en el momento me pueda sentir feliz y me haga enfocar otra vez en lo que estoy interpretando.
Another good technique to know is quick decision making. For example, if someone says the word queen bee and I can't think of the exact word, I might try a word like madre abeja and keep going as fast as possible so that I don't risk losing the message, and just try to get as close to the meaning of the word that the person said as possible.
We all respond differently when we lose the message, and that's why it's important to stay focused and centered, mentally but also physically. So one of the things that really helps me is to close my eyes. And if it's really bad and I can't understand the message or I need to really focus, I'll close my eyes and I'll even give my back to the room and just kind of focus in on what's being said. Long story replay needs at least 3 people. One person to tell a story, one to repeat it, and one who is actively listening. The first person tells a story for at least 3 to 5 minutes. The second person is listening without taking notes. When the story is done, the second person repeats the story, including as many details as they can remember. Then, the third person, or the rest of the group, asks prompting questions. You might want to do this activity several times just so people have a chance to see which recovery techniques works for them, and you can also play with the length of the story as well.
So last August, I started working with the Migrant Education Program of Henderson County. I work with students and their families who work in agriculture. A lot of these families are usually picking tomatoes, strawberries, and apples.
Okay, so last summer I started working with the Migrant Education Program of Henderson County. I work with students and families that work in agriculture, and most of them pick various crops.
What month did she start working?
August.
And what crops do they pick?
They pick strawberries, apples, and tomatoes.
Yep, that's it.